guys, welcome to
Monday.
the first day of the week, and today's been an interesting day, for sure. So, I ended up not having to cook tonight, and so instead I ran some more errands out and about, and while Chris was at work, and then we came back and Chris immediately crawled into bed and wouldn't get out. And is making a lot of noise. But he crawled into bed and was just like wanting to fall asleep because he was so tired, and so he took a nap, and I'd been having like a headache and a sore throat and was not feeling great, and I took an ibuprofen, which usually kills my headache immediately. But then my neck started to hurt, and this often hurts where my neck will hurt and then I can't fall asleep because I'm in like a lot of pain. And so I rubbed a ton of stuff on it like every 30 minutes or whatever, and eventually my neck pain went away and then my headache went away finally. So I was like laying on the bed trying to get in a position that didn't really hurt. And that's what I did for like 4 hours. And so now it's much later. Those were hours ago. I got up and ate eventually, and eventually I woke Chris up and made him get up too. And
I just put your food away.
Oh, thanks.
I didn't eat what she ate.
Yeah,
I made myself guacamole.
I made a baked potato with that cheese sauce again because it's delicious. And Chris was like, "I'm not eating that disgusting stuff." And
I did not say that. I'm just not in the mood for potatoes.
Or my cheese sauce.
I'm just not in the mood for potatoes. Really. I didn't even know you had cheese sauce until you mentioned it afterwards. I made guacamole, and I made that yesterday, and then I made it again today.
Yeah.
It was good. I sat and ate that while I prepared to get to work out, and I just finished working out, and we were watching America's Got Talent.
Yeah, we just watched the second episode of the season, and the third one just came out, I think, yesterday, so we'll probably watch that next Sunday, or whatever. And
This Sunday?
This Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
And then we'll get really behind because we're getting married next week.
Yeah.
It does not feel real. I cannot believe that we're getting married next week. It's not true. It's a lie.
There's going to be a lot of talk about that for the next week and a half. How little real it feels that it's finally happening, and...
Like, it's here.
It is.
I mean, I'm really excited, but it's not real, so, like, how? So, yeah. But we watched America's Got Talent, and it was really good. And
yeah, we haven't really sat down and watched shows together for a little while. Just because we're never, like, when I'm over there, we're mostly just hanging out. And when she's over here, like, I'm just working on stuff. So we haven't been watching a lot of stuff. Like, earlier in the year, on the vlog, we talked about watching Face Off a lot.
Which we'll probably get back into.
Yeah,
I think we're going to skip the season, because that's kind of why we stopped watching it, was because the season sucked.
Yeah, the season we were on, we just didn't care about it, because they changed the format. It was stupid, so...
We'll try the next one, see if they change it back, and if not, then we'll probably give up and move on to something else.
I mean, like I mentioned yesterday, or the day before that, one of these days recently, I mentioned that I've just been watching a lot of Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent for years, and it'll be fun to watch this one with her. I finished Britain's Got Talent already, like the finale and stuff. And so we didn't get to watch that one together, but this one is coming out now, so it'll be fun to have a show to watch together again.
Yeah. And I've watched bits of all these shows off and on for years, so I don't think I've ever watched a full season through. I've watched a full season of The Voice, and I've watched a full season or two of, I think, some of the early stuff of Britain's Got Talent, but like the early stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the X Factor. I've watched a lot of the X Factor before they changed it, and it sucked.
I couldn't care less about The Voice of the X Factor.
I like the X Factor a lot, because the original, how they started, is that they don't sing with music. So you're really just hearing their voice, and if they can, like, convey a tune without the help of music and stuff, and sing well. So I liked that, and then they changed it where they had, like, big fancy music from the very beginning, and, like, in front of a live audience and crap like that.
That sounds like they changed the entire point.
Yeah. So I stopped watching it, but I watched the first, like, 3 seasons when it was normal.
So America's Got Talent was a thing we just finished watching. Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good.
Especially if you don't watch those shows at all, there are some really good acts that I'm sure you can find just little clips of. But there was this girl, the last girl on, that was really, really good. But I'm going to take her back now.
Yeah.
Time to go.
It's nearly midnight.
Yeah.
So I've just been feeling sick off and on for the past, since 4-ish. So for many hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't go back before. It was just because I felt wretched and I didn't feel like that 15-minute drive was going to kill me. But yeah, I quickly wanted to update my progress on Tome Topple. So, for Tome Topple, I was reading Unexpected Everything, and right now, I'm currently on page 28.
Good job.
Doing so well with Tome Topple. It's been going on for 8 days now. So I finished other books. The first day of Tome Topple, I finished reading, I talked about it forever, but the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, and I finished listening to, I read the whole thing of Stormfront by Jim Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it now, that name makes sense. I never thought about the name before. The name makes sense now. And I just finished this other book, which is called Our Lady Payne by Marion Chesney, or MC Beaton. I'm not sure. I think this one is written under the name of Marion Chesney. And so, I finished a lot of books, but they haven't been tomes, and I haven't been physically reading. And I did listen to a little bit more of Outlander and DNF'd it, because I was just like, this is not the book for me. So, I mean, altogether, I've read probably... Oh, and then I listened to all of Becca Cooper, the first book, which is over 500 pages, so that counts as a tome. So I've read one book for Tome Topple, so it's been interesting. I'm well over 1,000 pages, probably around 1,500 or more. So actually, I'm doing great, but they haven't been tomes, and it's not because of Tome Topple. It's just because that's what I do on a normal basis. So I haven't been physically reading at all, and I felt bad because there was somebody that I was talking to. I was like, oh yeah, let's read it together. I'll let you know when I start, but I haven't actually really started it. And so I still haven't talked to her. I really need to do that. But I'm just I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How many times have you seen me walk into this apartment holding this book and then just walk out with it again and not have touched it in between?
A lot.
I've been carrying this around with me obsessively for the past week.
You've been carrying around these 2 books with you the past, week and a half. And, trying to start reading one of them, but you haven't actually picked them up at all.
I mean, they're so different, and that's why I've been carrying this one around, because I'm if I want historical fiction, this is perfect! A historical romance. But I haven't been in the mood for picking up a physical book, because I just feel so guilty doing it. I'm failing at Tome Topple physically, but non-physically, I think I'll be able to get one more 500-page book knocked out over the next couple days easily.
You can do it.
And I'm mostly done. I have 2 or 3 hours left of another book that I'll probably finish tomorrow, and then from there I have a couple more books. But none of them are tomes. They're all about 300 to 450 pages long. So they're not tomes according to the rules. So, anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I'm failing a lot, and I'm sad because I really do want to read this book. I've literally carried it around with me so many times. I'm so sick of this book, just holding it. I just want to either read it or just not look at it ever again, because I've just been carrying it around and haven't touched it. So, also, the book that I finished listening to today, Our Lady Payne, it's the 4th book in the Edwardian Murder Mystery series, or Edwardian Mystery series by Marion Chesney, and it sucked. It sucked a lot. This book series, the first book was 4 stars, the second book was 3 stars, the third book was 2 stars, and this last book was 1 star. It was just this sad little train of each one getting worse, because there was no character development. The characters did not grow at all. They just stayed idiots. They started out as idiots, and they just kept being idiots. Actually, if anything, they got worse. And I'm just you deserve you all deserve to live together forever and just miscommunicate and die. Because seriously, all your miscommunication just leads to you being in really, really scary situations where, yeah, you're probably going to die because you're all idiots. Where it's like, every single book, she's like, oh, I think I know who the killer is. Let's go talk to them alone by myself and see if they'll actually kill me. And then she'll, like, get saved last minute, and then the next book, she's like, let's do it again. Like, can you not? Oh my gosh. Like, I can understand, like, just going and questioning someone who's on your suspect list, but literally every time she's like, I'm pretty sure this is the killer. Let's go talk to him. I'm like, you're such an idiot. At least tell the male figure who always ends up saving you. At least tell him that you're gonna go do it. Like, but no, they just don't communicate with each other. And then they're like, I'm in love with you, but I'm not actually going to tell you I'm in love with you, and we're not ever actually going to communicate, and it'll be great. So, I'm kind of just really over this series. Good thing it's done, because it was awful. I don't know. It's probably like a 2-star series for me. Like, the first book was fun. She just still did stupid stuff, but like, there's just no character growth. And it was the most frustrating thing, because literally, they just kept making the same stupid, dumb mistakes over and over and over. And the characters are so flighty and petty and ridiculous. And this girl's just so dumb. Basically, the plot of this one is that her fiance, they're like fake engaged, is a detective, and he gets a case with a courtesan, and she's not happy about it because he's, like, kind of escorting this courtesan around town, and she's like, you're with, like, a whore all the time. What are you doing? Like, you're making our relationship look really, really bad. And he won't explain to her why he's with her. He's just like, it's for a case. I'm not going to tell you details at all, though. And so she's, like, really upset. And so she goes to the girl's house, and, of course, she's dead when she finds her. And so she screams when she sees the body and then picks up the gun. And I'm like, why are you so stupid? Like, those are the situations she does. And that's, like, right at the beginning of the book, so not really a spoiler. But I'm like, seriously? You're just gonna pick up the gun? And so the whole book is basically them trying to prove that she's not the murderer, because she's stupid and puts herself in the situation. It was ridiculous. So, 1.5 stars. The 0.5 is for the writing being funny and engaging and quick, but all the characters just sucked. And they do not communicate at all. Miscommunication is the worst plot point ever, and I think that's really lazy writing. To a degree. If it's realistic miscommunication, I'm okay with that. But I've only seen realistic miscommunication used as a plot point maybe like 3 times. Maybe. I can only think of one book that I read recently that had a good plot point with that. But besides that, like, just let your characters talk and communicate and come up with something else to be a plot point and actually give your characters development and don't make them stupid. So,
Anyway. I think that's where we're going to end today.
Sorry. My rants about these characters, they're just so dumb. But, yeah, I mean, we've both been reading a lot, listening to books a lot. It's been lots of fun. So, anyway, thanks for joining us in today's vlog. We appreciate it, and you're the coolest ever. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.